Hi, it's About1975 and welcome to Baldur's Gate 3 on the Xbox. And today I'm going to be talking about my favourite race in all of D&D. Or we're supposed not to say race anymore, isn't it? A species or something? I don't know. But my favourite has always been Gnome. I'm a big Gnome in real life and I like playing the little people. Also, because of the way game design works, there's always opportunity for messing around and shenanigans being little people. Like a reduced gnome can pick himself up with his own mage hand. Being a small race has its advantages at times, and I think in a party you should always have a balance, and you should have at least one small race member of the party. And I'm generally the small race guy. I love playing small races. It's just a weird thing I have. But the gnome is my particular favourite because of, well, they're not overpowered, they don't get a feat to start with, they're not elves, but they're low-key really, really powerful because they do have gnome cunning, which is advantage on intelligence, wisdom and charisma saving throws. The amount of suck or save spells that can really hurt you in D&D. In the tabletop version it's only against spells, but in Baldur's Gate it's against anything, and that is huge. That is a huge, huge thing. You know, a slow spell or the amount of spells that can really, really mess up your day, and then suddenly as a gnome you're rolling with advantage on the same throw all the time. I mean, I've known players make themselves a warlock with an imp to get access to that ability if the imp's within a certain distance of them, because it is so huge, especially when you're dealing with things that can stun you like illithids, because you're looking at, you know, advantage on that saving throw that's crucial to stop being stunned for 10 rounds. It's a painful thing, stun. Having advantage on stun rolls is huge. And I like playing skill builds, so having Artificer Lore, which gives you double proficiency in history, is really great. It's great in Baldur's Gate 3 for unlocking more lore, story, history, and helping you with those checks. And in normal D&D, I like playing Gnome Bards because you get Jack of all trades, which is great for skills, and you get loads of skills anyway. I normally play a Lore Bard, so I get lots of proficiencies. But in Baldur's Gate 3, it's amazing because the Gnome is so great at reading the Dark Tomb, you're almost guaranteed to get Forbidden Knowledge, which is suddenly Jack of all trades plus Forbidden Knowledge. You have proficiency in virtually every skill. Just check out how easy it is to read the Dark Tomb as a gnome.
The book's pull glyphs shift gently before your eyes. Words slip into your mind, onto your lips, forming words you don't understand. Something is trying. The symbols dart beneath your eyes, warping and twisting. Your head throbs, and you almost understand the world around you. You feel claws moving in the shadows. They pull at you, dragging you closer. The glyphs screw. You struggle to cling to scraps of what you know. The book snaps closed. You've seen too much. What profane knowledge is now seared inside of you you should never have known.
I mean, yeah, I'm reading the Necromancy of Thay. It's probably not a good idea, but Forbidden Knowledge is great because it's +1 saving throw bonus on wisdom saving throws and ability checks. And like I say, if you're a bard and you have Jack of all trades, you've basically got half your proficiency +1 in any skill that you don't have skills in, which is just ridiculous. You're basically skilled in everything. And this character happens to be a gnome druid, tavern brawler druid, Circle of the Moon, so I will be, of course, turning into an owlbear and becoming a wrestling owlbear, diving in, splatting on people from great heights, and having fun and shenanigans with that, because that's quite an enjoyable character build. It is quite powerful, but I generally prefer to be a support character quite often, and the Druid and Bards are great as support characters. Both get Longstrider, both can really like pump up the party with spells, and yeah, the Bard is great for like inspiration helping the party in that way, and the druid has battlefield control spells up the wazoo. Also, late game, some of the most powerful summons. You can actually summon someone that can also cast spike growth, and if you've got a couple of spike growths, some void grenades, and some push me pull you abilities, like Will's blast people backwards ability, or Karl's ability to throw people into the middle of spike growth, you're doing ridiculous damage. Druids are actually really OP in D&D. Low-key, they are just absolutely brokenly OP, and yeah, they are in Baldur's Gate 3 as well. I'm surprised they're not more popular, especially with the fact you can do a tavern brawler animal build. That's it's big damage. You almost, I mean, you're not, but you know, you're almost hitting as hard as Karl does as a barbarian, but not quite. Yeah, but it's still an incredibly powerful combat character as well as a support spell beast. Like you say, there's nothing, really is nothing more battlefield controlling than a druid in Baldur's Gate 3. The amount of spells you've got to just end combat, and similarly with the bard. The bard's got great control spells. Hypnotic pattern is huge. You can just take out large swaths of enemies for multiple turns. Early doors, you can put a lot of enemies to sleep. Yeah, I like characters that can help their party do the damage while they help buff people and nerf the enemy. Just those little spells that sort of just annoy and take out the enemy. Oh, and of course, the one thing I do like that bards have that druids don't is counterspell. I find that to be one thing that I really do love having access to in D&D and in Baldur's Gate 3. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting on about gnomes. Let me know what your favourite race in D&D is in the comments down below.